So nowadays, everywhere is AI. We need to know how do we have to use it, because as per me, AI is nothing but a reflection of yours. Uh, for example, there are many talks AI can take our jobs. Yes, they can, but not for everyone. Okay. Because what happens, for example, there is a sales guy. He wants to build up his company, and he's thinking that okay, I can generate an application from the AI. I don't need any developer, right? AI can do anything, but it won't. AI is just a reflection of yours. What you are providing to it, it will behave accordingly. So, in order to handle AI, engineers are needed. They need to be smart enough to tune it, to make it understand what is the actual requirement of the business. Okay. So, there's nothing to worry about, first of all, that it will take our jobs. It won't. But yes, you have to be with AI. You have to be keep on moving with AI. Then only you will be safe enough in this culture. So today I will be my focus is to provide all the kind of jargons and whatever is going with the AI. How do we have to use? My only focus is to give a demonstration. What are the jargons here which we can use to build a full stack application, basically not front end, not back end, but a full stack application. So yeah, let's start. Yeah. So let's understand with Gen AI and LLMs. You must have all heard about it, generative AI and LLMs. So generative AI is something which is trained on very huge data of internet, and now it's going to inference us. Basically, whenever we are providing any input, it will hallucinate or provide the output or generate the next output for us. So that's the generative AI. And LLMs, large language models, because they are trained on so much languages and models. But how they actually work inside it? What happens? How they got trained so much well? That we also have to understand. Okay, so there is this famous architecture, transformer architecture. Okay, so as we all know, the AI, okay, then there is a machine learning, then there is deep learning, then there is Gen AI. What are the relationships between these? So you can consider AI is a big circle. Inside it, there is another big circle called machine learning. Inside that machine learning, there is a branch called deep learning. Inside the deep learning, there is a part called Gen AI. So Gen AI is a product of deep learning. In deep learning, there are models which can do the classification for you, image classification and all those things. And then there are models which can generate the content for you. Those are mostly worked on transformer architecture. So transformer architecture is based on you need to give the input. It will create the So what it will do? It will tokenize every content that you are providing, each and every word, and it will create embedding out of it and produce a vector. Once the vectors are produced, so this encoder decoder structure, once this is done and vectors are produced, it takes the semantic relationships, and also there is a multi-head attention also, which keeps on needs to be feeding in the input training, so that it could understand. Okay, for example, there are two words hey, let's catch up a beer. Then I saw a beer in the forest. Both two words are different, but how those are different, it needs to be fed to these models, these transformers. Okay, so therefore these multi-head attention needs to be keeps on feeding up while doing the training. And at the part of training, once the first result is produced, those needs to be keep on feeding again and again to the same architecture so that it could get better and better. So that's how this transformer architecture works. So that now it is much more trained, and whenever we are giving any input from our side now these days, it hallucinates. Okay, what I have learned, what mind, what neural, what weights I have learned from the trainings, accordingly it produces the output. So that's how this LLMs are. Now, once you know, okay, I understand LLMs and all those things. So there are various players in the market which are generating their models, providing their models and API based on these LLMs. Okay, so one of these is OpenAPI, then Bedrock from AWS services, Vertex AI, Anthropic, Hugging Face. So how to know like what to use when? So it's not like you are going to get complete understanding within this itself. You need to be focusing more on exploring these, okay, because everyone has their specific key features of themselves. For example, OpenAI provides models which are much more versatile for content generations, for image generations. Okay, but if you are a coder, you are a developer, then Anthropic models are very good, which you can. Anthropic basically is a company which provides cloud models. So those you can utilize for code generation. Okay, this is according to research that has been done. And then there's Hugging Face. So Hugging Face basically what happens, there are models in the market, but inside your company, it doesn't know what is the context of your company, what are the policies, what are the principles of your company. Sometimes many enterprise companies don't want to reveal those things because this is a threat also. If a company reveals its privacy policy and all those things to these models, you may never know where it will get used. So now these days companies, what we are focusing, even at Cvent as well, we are making models of ours. Okay, we are not using ChatGPT in the Cvent. It's prohibited. We are using models of ourselves, and on top of it we make Glee, which provides information specific to Cvent, which is much more accurate and useful for us. So that can be done with Hugging Face. Hugging Face provides that you can download the model in your machine and you can train with your data sets, and accordingly it can influence in future. So my always focus is whenever you are learning or reading, implement it with a small project. Then only you will get a good grasp on it. So as soon as you get to know, okay, now I understand LLMs, I know few of the APIs of OpenAI or maybe Anthropic. Now I know that there are APIs which I can use. Start developing a project of yourselves. Develop a chatbot for you. Maybe just for your appointment bookings and just for your day-to-day activities, you can generate a chatbot for yourself. That will help you to understand how these models are getting used in other companies. Okay. So yeah, you know how to use models, but prompts, as long as you are providing good prompts, you will get good results. So this prompt engineering, there are lots of techniques actually which you need to understand and practice day by day, so that your prompts get better and better and you will get expected output of yours. So first of all, while giving prompts, you always have to remember these key elements. That you define a role. That what is the role? You need to give the role to the model. That hey, you are a developer. Hey, you are a sales guy. You are a content creator, right? Then you need to give proper instruction. That what is the expected from the content that is going to generate. What is the expectation? You need to provide a clear set of instruction in the step-wise. And also, what you need to do, there is a called observation. Whenever you are generating some content, if your model, if you're providing that what observation your model can have, that can be provided in the questions. That okay, once you have generated certain output, is it correct? When you can ask your model by yourself, check that it can verify. If it is correct, it can self-verify and self-learn. And also, if you're providing context, for example, if you're let's say you need to generate a code, but you also want that that particular code needs to be having some role-based control management system. Okay, then you need to provide context. Okay, if a user which is coming is of CS department, is not allowed to touch many parts of the code. That context, all those things you need to provide it clearly. And for that you can utilize your databases and your files as well. And as well example. So at the end you can provide okay, once you have generated, this is the kind of output I would be expecting. So you can always provide the example in the prompts. So if you are following these things, then you will be getting a very better output from the models. So now there are these some techniques of prompt engineering, which I don't want that I can't say that every time you have to use, but there are scenarios. If you learn these techniques, you know in what scenarios what to use them. So first of all, it's written in this way, but let me start with a simple one: zero shot prompting. So zero shot prompting means you don't have to provide; you just ask a question. Let's say where is Paris? Any straightforward question. That's zero shot prompting. It will give you the direct answer. That's a simple prompt you can give. Then there is a chain of thought prompting. Okay. So what happens whenever you are? So I have taken an example of a payment gateway. For example, I am developing a payment gateway. Then what prompts I need to give to the model? So what happens, there are sometimes when you are giving the code to develop, it might not be straightforward for the model as well to give the output in a single shot for you. You need to give in a chain of thought, in a chain format you need to provide the prompting that okay, once you have completed this part of the code, then do this in a sequential manner, so that it can give me the code which is less fault tolerant, which is a better fault tolerant and with fewer errors. Then there are three thought of prompting. So it is similar to chain of thought prompting, but what happens? Many scenarios, right? For example, there are many payment gateways, right? You need to develop a code for all these payment gateways, considering all these payment gateways. Then your model has several decisions to make. It's not sequential, it's a parallel decision model needs to be made. So in that case, you need to provide all those decisions to the prompt in the start itself. That I want my code to be generated, but it needs to be supporting these payment modes as well. So it will think in the diverse manner. Then there is motive prompting. So motive prompting is basically just like you are providing the prompt. And also you are asking once you have generated prompt, verify it, whether it's correct or not. So whenever you are giving that kind of input, it's called motive prompting. So whenever you are not sure that okay, you want your model to self-learn, this is a good prompt mechanism you can always take. Complexity-based prompting. Complexity-based prompting is more similar to chain of thought prompting, but this is more getting used for mathematical purpose. Whenever this can also be used for the mathematical purpose, and in this also you need to provide the steps to the prompts so that it could generate one output, then it could feed into the second, and then it can generate the final output. Generated knowledge prompting. So generated knowledge prompting is basically use existing or previous information to generate the output. For example, if in previously AI has learned about fraud detection methods, then whatever the code you are generating, it can take the inference from those and can provide you the code which is less tolerant to fraud detection. Then least most prompting, similarly this is also getting used for most of the mathematical prompts, self-refined prompting and direction stimulus prompting. So you can go through these. These are some prompts which can really help you to get better output. Once you have mastered, or let's say you have stored these prompts, what you can do, you can create a smart email generator for yourself. So you can create a template for you, let's say, and in the template you can add all the subjects and receivers, what all you need to add, and every time you need to generate an email, you don't need to have to write all the steps of the email. You just give you are writing the email to this guy, you need to treat yourself as this person. That's it. It will generate the email for you. It will save the time of yours. So if you do this, then yes, you can make the productivity of yourself to grow. So before going to this, so then there's another one called RAG. Regenerative augmented generation. So what does it do? Basically, LLM doesn't have their own minds. What they have trained on, they are giving the output to us. But let's say the information which is getting produced today, LLMs won't be aware about it. They don't know. Okay, they will need the time to train on it. Okay, and I think once a year these LLMs get trained once again for the whole internet data. Okay, so we can't wait for it. And also these RAG. So RAG is basically, for example, if you want to use LLM in your company, LLM model in your company, but you don't know, but you want to feed your own database into the LLMs, then this RAG can help you. So RAG basically is a vector, provides the vector database which store all the vectors of the data that you are holding on, and it feeds that data to the LLMs in the exact format. So that's how RAG helps you to transfer your data into the LLM models. The project which you can explore for the RAG basically is reasoning mode. Okay, you know yourself, you have some basic information of yourself. You can create a resume analyzer part out of it. So you need to feed your resume or maybe any other resume which you want to feed, and on the basis of that, it can generate a very better resume according to your need. So this is a very small project to explore this RAG. So then comes what are the agents and tools in the AI? Why do we need agents? As I told, LLM doesn't have their own minds. So agent needs to be there. What agents does? Agents take the data. Agents take the data from outside internet or any other tools or resources, and it helps take the help of LLM to generate the output, because LLM is something which has done PhD on NLU, natural language understanding. So that agents who can take decisions, who has a place, can utilize LLM to produce the output. So after this, I'm going to explain lots of agents here. But yeah, projects that you can explore or you can develop by yourself is an AI travel planner. Okay? So AI travel planner, basically you will be having lots of things to take decisions when you need to plan for your travelings, right? When you have to go, where you have to go, how do you have to go. So all those things can be done easily with an agent. You just need to tell, okay, I need to go somewhere on the vacation. It will give you a very precise and output according to yourself using the LLM. And we are also going to explain LangChain and LangGraphs. So there are LangChain agents like React and RPL, which automate tasks for efficiency in your project. Then there are multiple research assistant projects as well. For example, if there is a PhD guy needs to explore a particular area. There are lots of things, lots of research paper he needs to explore to understand first of all the basic idea and what next he needs to research on. This is very difficult these days But if you are making a application of yourself, it can really help to others as well as for you to get those research done in a very few years, for which generally PhD will take time for a year as well. So now what is AI agent? So as I told, AI agent is a system that perceives its environment, reasons about it, and takes actions to achieve specific goals. So these are specifically for automating tasks and decision making in AI applications. So the world is going to change. Okay. After that, for example, we from very long time we are making web applications and making UI and backend. So you might have heard about it, the event-driven architecture, client-server architecture. Similarly, AI architecture will be going to come soon, and it will take over all the other architectures. Things will change, and when it will change, you need to be ready. That you can use those tools, agents into your project, just not taking help from them, but also writing the code onto it. That is something is going to change within few months now. So yeah, real world use cases of AI agents, basically all the companies, right, they have built their products. Now what they have gone, every customer can easily see a demo of their product or can easily integrate their product. But it's not easy, right? Every time the company needs an integration engineer to integrate another third-party software or third-party tool into the company. But if your company has developed the AI agent on the top of its product, then just by giving some instruction in the chats, it can integrate for you in your code base and get it done for you. Yes, so that might be risky for integration engineers. Their job can be risky. Now, internal architecture of multi-agent model. So, multi-agent model basically connects with or communicate with lots of tools in the internet. And Manager Protocol was one of its MCP in order to achieve the task. Okay. So let me first explain what is LangChain. So LangChain is also an AI agent in which you have to provide inputs in the sequential manner. I'm taking an example of an application or project that I have done recently. For example, if you are reading a PDF file and now you want to chat with your PDF file as well. How do you do it? For example, if you want PDF file is very big, you want to generate some maybe Q&A on top of it or MCQ on top of it, right? Then how do you do it? Right? In earlier cases, what you would be doing that you need to be breaking that PDF and uploading to that AWS S3, then processing each files, each chunks using a semantic relationships, and then producing the vector out of it and storing the vector and processing the vector, and after that you can feed it to some LLMs, right? But now that thing is really has been easy using the LangChain. If a company is trying to make similar kind of software, then you can utilize LangChain. LangChain provides a framework where you can use those tools in which all the things are already done, that it will break your content into multiple chunks and produce the vectors out of it, and your vectors can be stored by utilizing the RAM into the vector databases, and that can be fed to the LLMs, and which can produce the expected output of yours. Okay, so that's how LangChain works. So that's the limitation of LangChain as well, that it needs to be sequential. Okay, it cannot. You always need to be providing the instruction to it after each and every step. For example, if it has generated the chunks of the PDF, then what next need to be done? That you need to provide it. You always need to be the mind of the LangChain in order to get it executed and complete the whole journey of your solution. So for LangChain, there are the models that I have explored, tools that I have explored like PyPDF, OpenAI embeddings. So RAG I have explained. Yeah, coming to LangGraph. So again, what is line graph? Why do we need it? So as I told, the limitation of line chain is that it needs to be doing everything in the sequential manner. But let's say you need to book a website, book a flight. Then how do you do it? Because while booking a flight, lots of decisions to be taken, right? That if it is a new flight or it is an existing flight, or you want user want to take the update on the previous flight, there are lots of things user can provide, right? So these things are done in a graphical manner. Line graph not only works on the sequential manner using the line chain, but it divides every responsibilities into a particular node. Every node you can consider is a self-sufficient line chain model, in which every node can perform task of itself and as well as communicate to another node to provide the results to it. That's what the capability of line graph. And once all the nodes are done and behaving well, line graph acts as a mind for your device or mind for your software, where it can take the input and tells the decision that what user might want. Okay, so that's how line graph multi-agent system is. It can interact with multiple agents while you're coding it down. You don't need to code down everything now. You are having the tools and resources for it. Okay, so that's how this line graph works. Then comes model context protocol. So again, why do we need it? We have the line chain, we have the line graph. Why do we need it? So model context protocol is a protocol basically which provides a way with which we can communicate to other tools. Just like I told that while RAG was getting utilized to store our vectors, right, in our architecture. Similarly, if you want to communicate to another tools, for example, if you want to take the context of Snap channel for your application, if you want to take the context of let's say your emails or any other chats in order to generate the resultant output, then MCP can integrate it with very easily with using the context protocol. You can consider, for example, now what is happening? It is just becoming like a human body. Okay, where head is your line graph, line chain is your arms, legs, which helps you to move and perform the actions, and then drag is basically your memory in the store. Okay, so if you are now relating everything what is going into the AI, just like what a person is, how human works, you will be better understanding how we can utilize these tools and resources in order to develop a full stack applications. Because that's what the future is coming very recently. If you don't update with it, if you don't explore it now, you might get left behind. So yeah. So model context protocol, as you all know, there's a client, then there's a server. So there can be multiple servers. It needs to and a client. For example, in your VS Code. Okay, so time is getting over. But yeah, as you all know, in the Villa Product Copilot, you can integrate the MCP, and there can be multiple servers. Even you can connect with your local server too, and you can host a server too as well, the local server of yours. And it helps you to scale as well as provide security enhancements also. So what I told basically, these are all the comparisons of all these AI frameworks, what to use, when to use, and what will be the limitations, right? Okay. So yeah, in order to personalizing AI model, these are steps. First of all, what is the importance of personalization? As I told, it can provide you better output and context-specific outputs, user-centric designs, feedback loop for improvement, and adaptivity of models. So this is something how we learn, how human brain learn. We need to treat that also with the AI. Okay, I think I'm done from my side. How much time do we have? So Okay. No, no worries. Yeah, sure.